Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, everybody, and thank you once again for inviting me and my colleagues to this the second International Tourism Summit in a perfect place to have discussions about tourism. I was struck by a number of points that were made in the last, especially in the last, but earlier interventions as well. Let me pick up on a couple of those just to make the point of what the European Union is doing to focus on tourism, on economic empowerment in Pakistan. You know that there's a program called GSP Plus, which is the scheme by which Pakistan can send exports to the European Union duty-free or duty with very low duties. This has produced a situation in which Pakistan sends about 30% of all of its exports to the European Union. We're the #1 export destination. What that means is that we're partners. We're in Pakistan for the long haul. We are interested in seeing prosperity and seeing Pakistan thrive and prosper. And a big part of that is what happens also in the north. This is why in our development cooperation work, Gilgit Baltistan is one of the focal areas for us during the current financial envelope. We were talking about the tourism sector and about the need to train young people in the hospitality sector. This happens to be one of the main things that the European Union delegation works on here in Gilgit Baltistan, specifically setting up centers of excellence, funding the widening of a circle of centers of excellence for technical and vocational education, many of which are in Gilgit Baltistan and a big part of which are focused exactly on the hospitality sector. Other sectors as well, but hospitality is key here in Skardu. And in Gilgit Baltistan in general. So that's something that we're doing actively that goes together exactly with what the government is trying to do here, and this is writ large over Pakistan. That's one area. Another area I would pick up on is climate. Climate resilience, we can feel it tonight. It's pretty important in Pakistan, which is one of the least carbon-emitting countries around the world, but which is among the 10 top climate-vulnerable countries. That is why the European Union, in its development cooperation programs, is focused on green and sustainable growth, and how that translates here in the northern areas in Gilgit Baltistan and a few other places in Pakistan is that we're working on renewable energy, specifically microhydro plants that we build in close cooperation with the Aga Khan Foundation, with a rural support program. They are implementing, we're funding, and what this is doing is helping transform lives in small communities, especially in very remote mountain areas, mountain valleys. So I've seen a number of these microhydro plants. I've seen the kinds of change that they bring about in the society, in the village, at the family level, to the point of helping, reducing pollution, lessening deforestation, providing electricity that is 3 times cheaper than what we get in Islamabad, and in a sustainable way, no load shedding. And so this is just one example of what we're doing also on the green and renewable growth side of things. But of course, all of this is not possible without what we would like to see more of, which is policy certainty, policy continuity, We can do so much more as the European Union, as the international community who is interested in seeing Pakistan thrive if there's a little more, predictability in the way things are run here. So I would stop there. Thank you again very much for inviting us to this international summit, and I wish you all the best.